Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. My goal is to share my decades of trading experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, and also gain real wealth in the process. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at $50,036. Go Bitcoin. Down 0.32%. Ethereum trading at $38.85, down 0.71%. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. MATIC up 16.35%. Axie Infinity up 12.46%. Rule 174. T-Cube, trend, timing and trigger. We're going to look at timing now. Using the KS method, the first thing we're going to do is look at KS zone analysis. Our community is all about real wealth. Real wealth has so many wonderful things in it. Authenticity, integrity, courage, honor, strength. So many beautiful things. When a person has real wealth, as well as money, financial wealth, they lead a very, very good life. A life full of fulfillment and meaning, inner and outer peace. In the trend episode, we talked about the concept of seeding. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. My goodness, I can't speak. I'm so excited with seeds. We're going to talk about seeding a little bit more in this particular episode. These are the seeds that you don't want to plant. Negative belief is the seed of negative wealth. Ouch. We don't want to plant negative seeds that create negative wealth. Well, what are these negative seeds? I hear you say. Absolutely. Fear and doubt are really, really bad negative seeds. They create a substantial amount of problems. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th US president, said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." It's all about planting a positive seed. Rule 309, first believe profit is possible. This sounds a little strange, but unfortunately, when people are new to any particular market, they can get overwhelmed and they may believe it is just not possible to do well. Rule 309, yes, it is possible, and it's really important to first believe profit is possible. Rule 310, focus on the gain and not on the loss. You want to plant very positive seeds for positive wealth, for real wealth. You don't want to plant those negative seeds that create losses and grief and conflict and anger. You don't want those. Looking at KS zone analysis, the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. Zone 1 is the fear zone. It occurs when people are just starting out in any new endeavor. Zone 2, blame zone. Zone 3, the patience and the rules zone. Zone 4, the meaning zone. There are a high proportion of negative seeds in Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 1 and Zone 2 can be filled, especially Zone 2, can have a lot of negative wealth in it. Zone 3 is a commitment to get rid of negative wealth. In Zone 4, very, very little negative wealth exists, if at all. Negatives are so common in life, it's hard to get rid of them entirely, but minimizing them down is absolutely the goal. Zone 3 is all about probabilistic fearlessness, knowledge and forgiveness. The forgiveness is not for other people, it's for past mistakes. There are no mistakes, there's only learning in this world. Bob Ross said it really well. Anything you believe, you can do. Anything, as long as you believe. A lot of people have talked about Bob Ross, and I'm really sorry to say I didn't know Bob Ross until I saw a documentary on him. What a beautiful man. He's really, really cool person, very loving and very kind. Thank you for those people who reached out and said, can you like Bob Ross? I'm sure they were talking about when you paint, you're an artist and you can do anything you like. You have freedom. Absolutely you do. It's the same in technical analysis. You're an artist, just like Bob Ross. One thing about Bob Ross that I really liked, he said something like, look around and look at what you have. Beauty is everywhere. You only have to look around to see it. It's absolutely true. There is beauty everywhere. That's a very, very nice positive seed, and that's a seed of real wealth. I'd just like to say thank you to all the beautiful community members and all their incredible stories that they shared with me and all the beautiful feedback that they left. I'm just totally touched. I just put out a recent video for the Coffee Club members. I was absolutely overwhelmed by the response of that. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure I get back to everyone. I've just been a little snowed under today, but thank you everyone. The next thing we do is look at the news headlines as though we're someone really, really new into the crypto space. Let's have a look. And what we do this for is to just realistically believe, how would people new to the crypto space actually invest based on the news? I like to say that I don't follow the news all that much. I follow price action. Why is that? Because news outlets exist for advertisers. They don't realistically have your interests at heart. But anyway, let's get into it. Crypto Weekly Roundup. El Salvador protests Uniswap. Oh no, El Salvador's having protests because of the Bitcoin law. Oh no, that's not good. That seems a bit negative. Bitcoin stopped. The altcoin season of Sol, ETH and AVAX. It's been stopped. How did they stop it? Don't they know it's going to 10 million? Didn't they get the trend video? Naughty. Blockchain, not a concept anymore, but part of real life. Oh, look at this. This is a person speaking. That's fantastic. What is this? Digital gold. Ooh, very nice. Power Ledger cryptocurrency over 24% down in the last 6 minutes? It could be. Crypto is volatile. This is all about volatility. As we talked about in the trend video just before this one, crypto is incredibly volatile. There will be no changes in the regulation of cryptocurrencies. What? What's this? There will be no change. Well, it's like I'm repeating myself. And Bitcoin, CNBV. Ooh, this is from Canada. Okay, well, that's kind of interesting. What's happening here? 6-figure Bitcoin is the path of least resistance. Ooh, 100 grand, here we come. Okay, where's the buy button? Stacks, STX on true Bitcoin DeFi. Ooh, with central intermediary. Hang on, how is it distributed finance with a central intermediary? Okay, maybe they didn't get the memo. Anyway, that sounds kind of interesting. Crypto banking and decentralized finance explained. Ooh, that's nice. The New York Times. Ooh, pretty cool. How to start Bitcoin mining with a minimum investment. You have to pull a Bitcoin out of your pocket. Is he putting it in or pulling it out? Is that a minimum investment? I'm not sure what it is. Okay. Cheap electricity ushers crypto mining boom in Venezuela. That's pretty cool. Ooh, that sounds very nice. ASIC miners. Well, it's time to move to Venezuela then to set up the rigs. What we can see is that the headlines are a little bit informative, some positive, some negative, but overall, just a little bit on the positive side. In case you missed the trend video, we're just going to quickly look at investment substitutability. The S&P 500 up 35% in the past 12 months. Gold down 5%. Bitcoin up 388%. Go Bitcoin. Let's do a rapid overview of the total crypto market. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, plus the 10,000 plus alts. 10,000 plus alts, I hear you say? Yeah, we've got 11,621. Let's hop over to Live Coin Watch and see how far the top cryptos are away from their all-time highs and how far it is percentage-wise to the all-time high as well. Bitcoin is 22.8% from its all-time high. Ethereum, 11.5% away from its all-time high. ADA, Cardano, 6.2% away from its all-time high. Binance Coin, 28.4%. Don't worry about Tether, it's a stable coin. XRP, 68%. The really interesting thing to note, and this is a little bit of a gem, when you have a number like 68% below, when the price actually comes up from the current price level back to the previous all-time high, the price will increase 212.7%. The joys of mathematics. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana, 6.8% away. DOGE, 59.4%. Come on, DOGE. Polkadot, 34.9% away. And Uniswap, 35.4% away. When we look at the total market, we want to see if the money velocity is in the market or not. We look at the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator. We see that money is coming into the market and being deployed into Bitcoin. That's a positive sign. Total open interest generally equates very, very well with price. You can see the price, this white line. You can see the bars, that's total open interest. We can see total open interest came down just a little bit and price is following it down as well. But it's still quite high. We can see elevated interest in the market. That's very positive as well. If you haven't managed to see the trend video for today, please have a look at that. Turning to crypto total market cap, the total market cap of crypto is currently $2.273 trillion. We can see that there's a support line. This coincides very, very nicely with the 26-period exponential moving average. We're seeing this on an 8-hour chart. The reason I've put this on is I want to explain what's happening to the relative strength. We've just had a cross under the relative strength trend line here. Now what that actually signifies, the market could be in for a down wave. We always know the price is always moving in a wave. It's always going up and then down, up and then down. We've had a wave up, we expect a wave down. This is just normal price action. What I've done here by putting in the 12, also I put in the 26, which is this line in here. Why I've done that is to show you many different traders use the 12 and the 26 EMA as indications of trend change. This is just a little gem that is really good to know. We can see the price is above the 12. It's quite above the 26. These can act as dynamic support, and we can see our trend line that we just drew naturally in here is actually following that 26 EMA quite well. Why we actually look at crypto total market cap is because it represents all the cryptos, 11,612 cryptos, all moving as one crypto. This is really helpful to understand how the main market is moving around. Turning now to liquidations. Over the past 24 hours, $197.09 million of liquidations occurred across 67,496 traders. Over the past 12 hours, around 60% of liquidations were long. And if we drill in a little bit more, we can see there's not been any real multi-billion-dollar liquidations for some time. We can drill down to the 15-minute if we wish, and we see the long liquidations occurring back there. Let's have a look at Binance derivatives. We see 24-hour trading volume at $71 billion. 24-hour open interest, $13.9 billion. We can see the perpetuals on Bitcoin, negative 0.6. This is the change in the price of the contract in the past 24 hours. We can see Ethereum under more pressure, downward pressure. Let's have a look at the other potentials. What we're seeking to do here is to understand the price momentum inherent in the market, the crypto market. CVC is looking really good, up 45.9% change in the contract price, followed by MATIC, IOTX, Axie Infinity, IOTA, Filecoin, STMX. Take out the ones above 10%. We can see there's nothing greater than a negative 10% loss. A community member asked the question, why do we look at USDT? What's the big deal about that? It's a really important question to ask, actually. USDT is a major trading pair and stable coin currency. In fact, you can see how large it is. It's the 5th largest at 66.8 billion in market cap. Central governments or governments around the world are not very happy about the role that these stable coins play. They want their own CBDC or central bank digital currency to take over stable coins. And there's a lot of money in that, so it's perfectly understandable that governments would want their cut. They certainly want their cut of most things. What we see, if there is a problem with Tether, which is USDT, we'll get a open interest under the perpetuals and under traditional futures of tens or even billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars. We see nothing like that now. If we see any behavior like that, it could cause a depegging of Tether. Depegging just means that Tether would fall below its approximate $1 mark. Of course, when that happens, if that happens, the shorts will have a field day. They'll be wanting it to go as low as humanly possible, but there needs to be tens of billions of dollars in open interest and shorting behavior. We don't see anything like that now. So we say the stablecoins are safe at the moment. Let's have a look at Binance top cryptos, the top 33 for the past 14 days. Sol is out in front, up 86.74%, followed by XTZ, up 42%, ICP, up 25%, FTT, up 24%, Filecoin, up 22%, then followed by ETH, DOT, Litecoin, Luna, TRX, VET, Axie Infinity, ADA, Atom, AVAX, BNB, NEO, Link, MATIC, THETA, XMR, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Aave, ALGO, Uni, XRP, and ETC, XLM, and Bitcoin. Let's turn now to an analysis of Bitcoin. We always keep Rule 45 in mind. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Bitcoin has a correlation, a directional correlation with the alts. When Bitcoin moves up, the alts on average move up with it. When Bitcoin moves down, the alts on average move down with it. It's not 100% correlation. Certain alts defy Bitcoin's gravity, but they generally are pulled back into that gravity. That's why it's called gravity. Let's have a look at Bitcoin options, especially for the options expiring at the end of the month. Total open interest, 56,468.2. Put call ratio, 0.52. Max pain price is 42,000. This is the price at which the majority of the options expire worthless. Turning to the ETH futures market, when we look at the perpetuals, the majority are short. Let's have a look at traditional futures. We can see the options expiring at the 24th of 09 are predominantly short. Let's currently look at the Fear and Greed Index. The Fear and Greed Index today is 73. We've noticed it's been bumping along this particular road for a while now. Let's just drill into Bitcoin. When we look currently on the daily basis, we can see the current price action. The first thing we can look at is the RSI. The RSI has broken over this resistance here. It's broken over that resistance. That's a really good sign. It means price pressure in the market is increasing. We can then look at the 12 EMA, the exponential moving average. That can act as a kind of dynamic support. We can already see that our support line is doing the same thing anyway, but it's good to understand how others look at the market. Price is currently above the 12 exponential moving average and the 26-day exponential moving average. It's just coming back to support. We would expect a bounce at some stage very shortly. You can also see price is above the 200-day moving average. A lot of people use that 200-day moving average. It's just good to be aware. I just pop it in for you because you may have an edge using moving averages. Personally, I don't. I do things very, very differently, but I'm always seeking to add more and more value to our community. We can also see we haven't had extreme greed for quite a long time. The market has been in a condition of greed, but not extreme greed. If we look at Bitcoin's technical analysis, we can see the price is just like literally at the $50,000 psychological mark. It's currently 49,978. Wow, it's wobbling quite a bit. It has support below at 49,691, 49,440, 48,902, and 48,593. When we look at this particular analysis, we can see a couple of things. One, this resistance has now turned to support, and it's turned twice. So this once resistance has turned to support, this gives us an indication the price is seeking to make a leg up. It's also hovering around the 50,000 mark, which is a key psychological level. It needs to overcome a little bit of overhead resistance that will come into play at around 50,684. The next resistance will be 51,608. Let's have a look at Ethereum's analysis. Looking on the daily basis, we can see that the relative strength has been improving. We can also see that Ethereum is very much above the 200-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average. The 12 EMA and the 26 EMA, that's the exponential moving average, are often used by professional traders to understand dynamic support and resistance lines. We can see Ethereum is well above the 12 EMA. If we just look at our traditional analysis, we can see this support line holding very well on the current price action and has been holding well for the past 4 days. There's a number of confluences happening here. We would expect quite a bit of support around the 37.41 mark. Checking the ETH futures markets on the perpetuals, we can see the perpetuals are predominantly short. Let's have a look at the futures market, the traditional futures for the 24th of September. We can see that they're also short currently. Let's have a look at the Ethereum options for contracts expiring at the end of the month, September 24th. We can see max pain, 2560. It's remained unchanged. The put-call ratio is 0.59. Total open interest, 384,646. When it comes to the flippening, we can see Ethereum is currently 48.4% of the market cap of Bitcoin. Realistically, this is the only measure that we should be focusing on, but I know there's a number of other measures that people look at, such as the transaction count. Ethereum has more transactions than Bitcoin. Active addresses, Ethereum has about 59% of the addresses, active addresses, compared to Bitcoin. Volume, trading volume, 59%. Transaction volume, greater than 100%. Transaction fees, greater than 100%. Node count, 50%. And Google search interest, 26%. There was a question in the community, Ken, what happens when the flippening actually occurs? Realistically, not much. If Ethereum becomes the dominant, or for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two dominant, it really doesn't change anything that much. It just says that Ethereum's ecosystem is becoming very important. That's pretty much it. It's also important to consider historical context. Traditionally, Bitcoin moves far more than the alts over a long period of time. Turning to etherchain.org, let's have a look at how much ETH has been burnt since EIP 1559. The number, $785.1 million. So from a zoomed out perspective, from a daily basis, looking back before April the 1st, we can see that there's a lot of support for Ethereum's price on this particular support line. We can also see a tremendous amount of support below the current price. Now let's zoom in a little. Looking at Ethereum on the 1 hour, Ethereum is currently trading at 39.25. We have support below at 38.39, 37.74, 36.21, 35.15. We can see that the current price action has just crossed across this very tight or close resistance line. We can see also very good support here and here at around the $3,700 mark. Turning now to the top 7 and the percent movers. From CoinMarketCap, the top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Coin, Tether, XRP, and Solana. It looks like CoinMarketCap has a little bit of problem with this 24-hour percent gainer. Let's have a look. We're looking at Rev, Phantom, Zen, EOS, Perp, and TFUEL. You've got some very creative accounting going on in here. Let's look at the 7 days. Okay, they're looking better. Over the past 7 days, greatest percent gainers are Rev, FTM, Sol, Arweave, IOTA, Kusama, DOT, FTT, and Elrond. Okay, let's check out the greatest 24-hour percent losses. Oh, we got it again. Something bananas going on here with CoinMarketCap. Anyway, HOT, CELO, KSM, AVAX. Now, what is next? Waves, Flow, Uni. These are all over the place. Oh well. Greatest 7-day percent losses. Okay, that's looking good. Good on your CoinMarketCap. What you doing with your tables? Greatest percentage losses over the past 7 days. PancakeSwap, Clay, AMP, AVAX, XTC, Quant, Tel, and MATIC. Let's have a look at the top 8 on a weekly basis. We can see going from the previous high to the current price action. I've made that the same on each of these charts so you can see what's going on. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. It's quite a way below the previous high. It's got a bit of resistance to get through here. The next major level of resistance will be 55,531. Ethereum is looking really good. It's through all of this resistance. It basically just needs to get above this peak at 43.72, and then it's all systems go. If not now, it's looking really good. Let's have a look at ADA Cardano. It passed through the previous all-time high of 247. It's now currently trading at 2886. Some community members asked, how do you do the technicals on a particular token when it goes into price discovery? I'll do a special episode on that. It requires different kind of thinking than the thinking that you generally use when price is bounded inside the price action. Okay, let's look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin, currently 495.20. It will clear the last resistance at 691.80. XRP 125.83. It's got resistance coming up at that 150 mark, and the previous high is at 196.69. Dogecoin currently trading at 30.06. It has resistance coming up at 34.30 and 37.08, and then 51.24 and 57.02. It will clear the previous high at 7,400. Let's have a look at DOT. DOT is currently trading at 32.43. When we consider the next serious level of resistance, it's 42.28. When it gets above that, that's an interesting accent. When it gets above that, it just has to clear 49.78, and it's all systems go. Solana, doing so well. Wow, good on you, Sol. It's currently trading at 140.76 cents. It's realistically above. It's going to do very well. There is a lot of price momentum waves that occur in this kind of price action. I'll bring out a special video for everyone on how to interpret things that are in price discovery or increasing exponentially fast, which is of course what crypto does. Okay, time to get into the community requests. Please keep in mind Rule 444. Ignore tips, advice, and marketing. It's really always about doing your own research. DYOR. It's really important. I'd like to share Rule 94 with you. Let price come to you. When you let price come to you, what you've done is you've actually placed buy orders previously, and you're waiting, just relaxing and letting price come to you, letting those buy orders be filled. Rule 307. Excitement is a delayed fill. When price comes to you, what's happening is you're actually using Rule 307 to get your excitement. You don't want excitement by buying at market. That costs you a fortune. What you really want to do is get excitement from seeing price come to you. Just think about your buy orders, just there waiting, chilling, relaxing, and just waiting for price to come to them. Let's have a look at Luna. This is on the weekly chart. We can see Luna has been coming up for many weeks. There's quite a lot of support at the 22.40 mark. The current price is 31.97. What we see here is so many waves up, so much price action up. This is very conventional in the crypto market. What we can expect, and this is why I put the let price come to you, if we have a downward spike in price, that's where you can actually fill a lot of buy orders and dollar cost average in. AVAX is also a really good illustration here. We can see price coming down. All price moves in waves. You never want to chase price. You always want price to come to you. You're a really cool individual. You say, price, come to me. I'm not chasing you. What you see here, there's very solid support at 33.59 with AVAX. Let's have a look at CELO. CELO is a really good illustration of why you do not buy at market. It came up recently, forged ahead, and hit a high of 10.95. Now it's down at 516, 517. Wow, that is a big problem. We look in the trading community at selling spikes like this. When price goes up crazily, we basically know it's unsustainable. Price like this, like Luna's, is a sustainable price increase. Price like this can be often rejected. That's why it's really good to note. And if you look at Hedra, so let's go to HBAR, you can see here this price increase here took the lift up and the stairs down. You can see it playing out all the time. And they can take the lift down and the stairs back up as well. So that's really good to understand that, like on Cosmos. So what we see in HBAR is there's a degree of resistance at 3284 and 3634, but over those two particular resistance levels, HBAR is going to do really, really well. Cosmos, currently trading at 2401, resistance above, is the key one to overcome into basically price discovery, is 3232. Kasama is also looking really good. Key resistance level above 439.60. Look at Axie Infinity having a field day. The current price is 84.46. We look at THETA token. So THETA is doing quite well. When it passes through the 8699 level, it should do quite well. It's doing actually very well. It's covered over the resistance of the past 3 weeks. That's always a really good sign. Let's have a look at VRA. VRA on the weekly is doing incredibly well. You can see this price action in the last week, how it came down. That's where we as a community place our buy orders so price comes to us. And then when price increases, the overall average buy price has been lowered. It's a really good strategy. We can see AMP fluctuating around a little bit. It's sort of going up and down, yet to determine a true path forward. But it's consolidating. We can see upward rising support here. Multivac, MTV is doing really, really well. Very strong levels of support up here. Energy Web token, EWT, has recovered very well from this drop in price. It's now seeking to take out this resistance. It will clear resistance at 18,396. XDC is currently trading at 1382. The resistance above is at 1952. It looks set to go up from this particular price action. ALGO, what's ALGO doing? What's ALGO up to? It has resistance at 152.14, and after that it should be pretty smooth sailing for ALGO. DSLA, it's currently trading above the past 3 week resistance. It's looking quite good. Having a look at Flow. Flow's a little bit interesting. It's fairly thinly traded. It doesn't have a lot of weeks of data behind it, but we can see that it's improving in price. Let's just cover off the remaining from a different perspective. We can look at the graph, GRT. What's it doing? Basically, it's consolidating across this support line. It has a bit of overhead resistance at the 2986 mark. TFUEL looks really, really interesting to me. What this shows, when I look at this, it's overcome so many weeks worth of resistance, and it's just about to overcome this one. Well, in fact, it has. That is showing a lot of strength. That doesn't mean that it's just going to go straight up. We know price moves in waves. It may bolt and come back and retest, but that actually looks quite interesting. What about CVC? CVC is really doing well. If we look at this, we can see it's crossed over the previous high, was rejected, coming back. That's simply profit taking. What about ANKR? It's also doing quite well. They've got a lot of strength here. Ocean is yet to breach this particular resistance, but it's still looking quite healthy. SNX has not yet breached resistance, but this is on the weekly. ERN is continuing its uptrend, coming back to a level of support. DGB has been in a bit of a consolidation phase. We'll just have to keep our eye on that one. Looking quickly at Engine Coin has been rejected by the 2406 resistance level. When it overcomes that, it's going to do incredibly well. You can see that it's got a lot of upward support in here already. What about Holo? Holo has bounced from that support line, making its way to take out this resistance. Looking very nice. What about LRC? LRC has got a bit wobbly recently. Let's have a look at the other price action. We can see there's quite a bit of resistance, but it's midway in that channel. Just a bit of overhead. But when LRC gets above 62.17, it will do quite well. What about MATIC? What are we seeing in MATIC's price? We can see that it's literally almost cleared all of this resistance here. MATIC, I think, will be very, very non-problematic. I think there's a lot of people who love MATIC in the community. I think I'll put some in MATIC myself. Let's have a look at Decentraland or Mana. Mana is doing quite well. It has this resistance to overcome, and you can see it's fairly substantial, so it may just grind higher over time, but it's looking fairly good. Let's have a look at Icon, another community favorite. So many people love Icon. It's iconic. We can see in here there's a lot of resistance under that $2 mark. But when Icon, as it's grinding up, and it's got over the past 2 weekly resistance levels, I think it's going to do really well. Icon's had a lot of positive press. Let's have a look at One or Harmony. We can see Harmony. Very nice name, isn't it? Harmony. We can see Harmony coming up to this particular resistance level, which is overcome at 14,886. Maybe a key level to just keep your mind on. We can see for Nano. Nano is grinding higher. It's just consolidating, some resistance to get across, but it's dealing with this backward resistance here. Looking at Cartesi, CTSI has overcome this resistance. Looking at Zilliqa, ZIL is doing really well. Its next level of resistance is 13,737. Chili's, acting with quite a bit of strength. We can see an upward support line just originating here. It's grinding higher. The next major resistance level is 46.48. RLC is looking very good. It's almost actually past this resistance. It should continue to just grind higher. We always have to keep our eye on what Bitcoin is doing, because we know that Bitcoin's gravity will always impact alts. Looking at basic attention token, remember how there was a resistance line. Now BAT has flown up here above this support line. There were so many things I was going to say then, but I decided not to. Okay, we're seeing this support line, this weekly support line, becoming really, really strong. It's doing well. Arweave is showing a lot of strength. We've got this first line, this second line of support, supporting the current price really well. Let's have a look at Tezos. Tezos is just maintaining this downward support line. We can see that there's a resistance at 5,674. What else? Audio. Audio is doing quite well. It's just consolidating horizontally to this upward support line that will come into activation. Well, basically it already has at the current price, but there's a lot of support at 2,684. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing this video if you think it will help others. Thank you to our moderators and admins for keeping our community safe from scammers. And there's so many scammers out there, they're everywhere. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. And don't forget to hit the bell notification icon as content comes out at various times throughout the day and night. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.